absolute
Hang on a
pleasure.
moment.
In other truths, Kirkfest 25 is officially on. Creed have been rumoured to be the headline. Now, the only thought that came to mind when I saw this on my feed, if you don't know the backstory, if you go outside, if you happen to be employed, the outrage this week with the terminally online right wing in America is this guy, this Puerto Rican bloke, Bad Bunny. I've never heard of him. He's doing the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, it's like the American rugby thing. It happens once a year, February, I believe. And it's like their big thing. It's like their World Cup, but it's only America, which there's a metaphor in there somewhere, really. And this bloke, he's going to be doing the headline. He does like a little song and dance. They've had Bono there. They've had Sir Paul of McCartney still with us. They've had Shakira. They've had Rihanna. They've had Shania Twain. True-blooded American artists. And now they're getting some bastard from Puerto Rico, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know where it is on a map, so as far as I'm concerned, it's not canon. Might as well be part of, I don't know, might as well be part of Fetish Europe for all I care. And he has the fucking audacity to be doing the American rugby halftime event, singing in Spanish. Singing in Spanish. Now, I'm not sure if you're from the United States of, but before it was retconned by our benevolent overlord Donald Trump, it was actually a country that spoke American. And the idea that this bloke is going to rock up from some like little island no one fucking knows about, right, and start singing songs in backwards fucking Espanol, it's the only thing that came to mind is to see that and to feel real, hot-blooded, manufactured outrage. And for your answer to be, let's get Creed. Let's have Creed headline our event. Welcome to this bliss, I give you everything. And who could forget the classic? Everything's so blurry, everything's so big, I'm a little. Like some of the most dreadful music ever put to record, okay? And I'm being generous with the description, music, okay? Singing like Eddie Vedder after a head injury. They speak a language we've yet to fucking identify. It's a series of noises, and then it stops. And that's your answer, is it? Yeah, all right, I don't know what they're singing, but I've been told they're singing in American. It doesn't sit right with me. It reeks of hypocrisy. You know, American rugby, of course, it brings the nation together. They watch a bunch of men play rugby with slightly different rules and call it football. What is the deal with that, really? I've never seen them use their feet. And I'm interested to see who else they're going to have part of this Kirkfest antidote to the woke Super Bowl. Because I struggle to think of many names and faces. Kid Rock, perhaps. He'll definitely be there. Singing, I can't think of a single Kid Rock song. How long's he been a kid for? When's he going to grow up? You know what I mean? Tom McDonald, he'll be there singing all of his great hippity hop, yeah, reaching the youths, which is of course a cute euphemism for black people. And I love that guy, by the way. All of his songs, every single one of his songs. You're woke. It's time you woke up. Donald's hot. Biden's in a coma. Like, dreadful, truly. Awful music from the right wing. And Are they going to have Kanye West, the artist formerly known as Kanye West? Is he going to be there? I'd have him off stage. Listen, mate, just sing the hits. Gold Digger, Power, Heartless. You can even do the I'm a sick fucker like a quick with the little Roblox costumes. You can even do that one. Please don't do the cousin fucking single. Please don't do the one where you say Hail Hitler 17 times in a row. Just do the nice ones. Do the ones everyone likes. Kanye West, of course, the black man from the music, he became a token black person for the right wing in more recent times. But he committed the sin of being a token black person that isn't useful. See, you never do that. You never do that. He went mask off. You don't go full mask off. And by mask off, I mean he put on a gimp mask and went on the Alex Jones show. You just like the uniforms, right? I love Hitler. You just think his paintings were cool. I don't believe the Holocaust happened. When Alex Jones is trying to sane wash you, oh god, no, he was too vocal about it. So I don't think Kanye West will be at Kirkfest 2025. But comment below, who are some right-wing heads you'd like to see on stage at America's latest alternative? But yeah, no, Creed are headlining this event, supposedly. That's the rumour. That's the grapevine there. And if you can't beat them, join them, I guess. Why have one person singing a language you don't understand when you could have two? With arms wide open, waiting to their bliss, I'll give you everything with arms wide open. I blame Kurt Cobain for it all. You should know. You should know. I blame Kurt Cobain for everything wrong with music today. Really, you can carbon date so much of it. The relatable celebrity archetype I rail against from time to time, all of that you can carbon date back to Kurt Cobain with his ripped denim jeans and his unkempt hair and his little fucking fleece and his, oh, I'm going to play at the Starbucks round the corner with my acoustic guitar. Acoustic guitar. He inspired a generation of unbearable douchebags. Courtney Love, speak of the devil, Courtney Love was in the Epstein files. Did you know that? She was in the flight logs. So, I don't know where I'm going with this one. Yeah, no. Comment below. Who do you want at Kirkfest 25? Maybe we could have some, you know, like, I don't know, speed metal bands up on stage. And they're rocking the fuck out at neck break speed. I'll see myself out. Thought I found the road to somewhere. How mighty he mighty my head. Mighty hurry mighty had a under one last breath. It may be gibberish, but at least it's not fucking foreign gibberish. Andre Tibia has recently caught some flack for a video he did after another video he did went down sort of like a baby off a high-rise building. People really weren't happy with this geezer coming out and defending J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling, of course, a victim that should have our sympathies. I can't imagine what it's like to live with black mould in your brain, quite literally. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Talk about trans people, Joanne. Vroom, vroom. No, you can't make me. I don't want to. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Talk about the trans child molesters, Joanne. Vroom, vroom. No, you can't do this. I wrote Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Yeah, that woman. He loves, apparently. He rushed to the defence of this woman, failing to realise most of his audience as is the case with any kind of artsy space on the internet, has an audience mostly centre-left. Now, that can mean many things, but most people in artistic mediums are to some degree a little bit left-wing. His audience is no different. And they really didn't like this geezer rushing to the defence of Joanne Rowling. And so, like all internet nicheite bastards that really can't help themselves, he did a response video to the controversy, or controversy if you'd prefer, where his argument was more or less, officer, I can't be a tranny basher. We don't get those over here. Yeah, he's from Romania. And that's his excuse. I'm not sure if that would hold up in a court of law, although someone should try it. If there's any Romanian bastards from that sort of farm region of Europe, you know, the background characters of Europe, the Balkans, whatever the fuck that is, really, maybe you should try that, you know. All right, yeah, sure, I did a little bit of a hate crime against a black person, but in my defence, Your Honour, I've never seen one of those before. And his own people, the people he's so proud of preserving the culture of, instantly threw him under the bus. His Romanian audience basically said, whoa, 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 don't lump us in with your fucking backwards hick, yokel inbred fucking ideology. We don't want to be a part of that. We're not alt-right. Alt-right, to the best of my knowledge, went out of common parlance in 2018? But yeah, his audience from that neck of the woods that is apparently so retrograde and backwards and traditional, which is, you know, a cutesy euphemism for homophobic. Oh, he's just old-fashioned. Don't get him on the topic of race relations at Thanksgiving. But no, really, I can't not look down on, you know, backwards Eastern Europeans. I can't not. I'm sorry. It's prejudice. It's maybe a little bit wrong. But just like with the Japanese, they are some of the most racist people ever. And therefore, I don't really have any moral qualms about giving a little bit back. It's like the Supertramp song. Give a little bit. Give a little bit of your hate to them. Because I feel they deserve it a little bit, you know. But yeah, his own people, quote unquote, want nothing to do with this geezer. It was overwhelmingly negative for the geezer. Because again, he's cultivated an audience of artsy, I guess, YouTube drama-esque. That's how I know him, from his videos on the Oliver Tunji v Logan Paul situation, like what, 7, 8 years ago? Fuck me, I'm old. But that's how I came across him. I came across him when I was very drunk, and I promised I would never do it again. I'm going to keep doing that joke until it gets at least a snort. But yeah, he failed to realise his audience. See, this is the beautiful thing about me, dear viewer. Every video, you get a different Earth apologist. 1 minute, I'm a bleeding heart liberal. The next, I'm getting all starry-eyed and fighting back tears, reminiscing about the British Empire. Rule Britannia! Sometimes you get both. There is nowhere on the internet with this versatile shit. Really, it is. Today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp. Now, in the wake of me being falsely accused of being a super racist by youtube.com, and you saw it, I was sent to the Netherrealm for 1 week. There were vile allegations circling in my absence that Foom had dropped me. My wonderful pay pigs at foom.com. Do not go to tryfoom.com. I do not have a promo code waiting for you. They were saying things, I'm sure you saw some of the comments, they were saying things to the effect of, Earth Apologist, you're not sponsored by Foom. Earth Apologist, Foom are not sponsoring you. Some of these people were deluded enough to LARP as officials from the corporation, from Foom. And these vile, vile lies spread by Marxist paedophiles in my comment section on the internet, they are not true. Okay? Thumb haven't dropped me. We are ironing out finer details. Essentially, I want to renegotiate our contract together. They're not paying me enough. I think we can all agree with that, can't we, dear viewer? Thoom are not paying me enough. And I've only ever praised them. You know, I'm not going to praise them here. Why should I? If I'm not getting paid, if they're not pay pigging for me, why on earth should I? Okay, it's a gay bit of wood. Women find it off-putting. They say it's not a vape. Again, legal reasons, I can't call it a vape. It's wonderful vaporous air, is what I would say if they were giving me money. It is true, they are not giving me money. That part is true. It isn't true, and it should not be circulated on the internet, that I have been dropped by Thumb. Okay? I haven't. That being said, while we iron out those details in shady, backroom meetings, smoke hangs, it lingers there in the air, dancing with the ceiling fan, the light hum of a halogen light bulb above us. While we do very sort of Goodfellas style iron out the deal, I would like to introduce to you a different sponsor. Now, BetterHelp isn't like other online therapy, because BetterHelp is essentially DoorDash for mental illness, and that's what I like about it, dear viewer. It links you up to 1 in thousands of registered professionals and chancers. Now, there's an element of risk I really enjoy about BetterHelp, because sure, you may get someone who understands your issues and they care deeply about what you're expressing to them. You may, however, get an absolute opportunist who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing there. And I like that. It's a bit like a bag of Revels. You don't know what flavour you're going to get. You might get a full fat fucking Fruit Loop. And I like it. You know, where are the stakes in more standard healthcare? Oh, right away, we'll give you the shot and you won't get rabies anymore. What if I want a very small chance that I do get rabies, though? You know what I mean? And mental health, dare I say, it's way too soft. It's too soft. It's gotten too soft. Sure, maybe you get someone who's an expert in the field of anorexia. Maybe you get someone who makes jokes that you look like a fucking skeleton Halloween decoration. These are the risks we need in healthcare. Okay, so go to BetterHelp now. It's DoorDash for mentally ill people. It's fucking great. It's like Tinder. It will match you up with a certified therapist, some of which aren't actually certified. We don't know how they got on there. Go to BetterHelp. Enter my promo code HEALTHYME. That is Healthy Me. There are multiple E's in there. However, I'm not going to tell you how many. In other truths, Donald Trump declares end of American citizenship, essentially rendering 400 billion people stateless. Now, this is, of course, Trump's latest attempt to distract from the whole, the tea. I believe that's what the kids call it. The whole child raping controversy he's been embroiled in. And listen, if a very wealthy white American man can't make one mistake with a handful of minors, what can he fucking do? But, I have to give him credit. I'm no great fan of Donald Trump. He did keep to his word. He went out there and he said, I am going to make great again. And you know what? He made great again.
Give me your money now. or you're a child molester.
Alright, you fuck muppets, let's get it out of the way. Let's do the Hasan story. Hasan shocks the internet in high voltage controversy. Yeah, no doubt you've seen it. Moist Critical has already done a video on this. I very much treat him as the normie barometer. I have a very good track record of getting my video out a good 2, sometimes 3 days before he does. I am now playing catch up. This is 2 or 3 days old at this point. Probably more than that, actually. It's been about 5 days since the initial thing. And I still, to this day, 4 days on, I can't open my feed without seeing it. It is everywhere. And I've got a lot of views. I've got a lot of opinions on this situation. And I don't want to be misconstrued, okay? So I'm going to preface what I say with this. I, in my humble opinion, don't believe hasanabi should exist, okay? Hasan, for those not in the loop, I'm sure you are in the loop, but if you're not in the loop, he's the guy in the corner of other people's videos, making himself a millionaire, whining about capitalism in his cushy, air-conditioned Los Angeles mansion with a fucking Mercedes-Benz on the drive. He's that fucker. Know that guy? Sometimes, if you're lucky, the chair goes solo and he's nowhere to be seen. He goes fucking MIA for the stream. I don't think this guy should exist. I don't think political activists, I don't think political commentators should be able to capitalise on their political advocacy. You have to dismantle the cash incentive. Okay? Never forget, dear viewer, Hasan is worth around $4 million. Please spare me the workers of the world unite spiel. It's bollocks. It's a grift. No different to how Asmund Mould, king of rodents, Asmund, no different to how he is grifting. He's just grifting to, I'll be honest, a far bigger cash pot. Okay, the fact Hasan has been able to make himself a millionaire, being an out of the closet, fresh out the box leftist, I'm impressed by. Reeks of hypocrisy, but I can at least admire the feat. Because the left, especially in America, although I feel it's the case everywhere, is nowhere near as well financed as the right. But you still see situations where this is just becoming a Hasan rant. This is meant to be a preface. I want to make it clear, okay, I am no fan of Hasan. If I had it my way, every single donation he receives in stream would have 90% of it taxed, and every penny of that would go towards the humanitarian funds and causes he purports to give a fuck about. Of course he doesn't. I don't believe he does. If he truly did, why would he film it? You know what I mean? It's not about doing the right thing. It's always about looking good doing the right thing. And this dog situation is just one example. He uses the animal, whether he shocked it or not, we'll get to it. He uses the animal as a prop, basically. And I feel that's emblematic of his entire career. You know, his uncle, Unc Uga, I believe his name is, taking blood money from Peter Thiel's fucking Polly Market. Don't get him on the Armenian genocide. I have a lot of issues with a lot of these people. Sex Pestany, of course. He's now doing the Charlie Kirk circuit, debating teenagers. I feel that's an OSHA violation. Am I being memory holed? Is this a Mandela effect? I swear this guy was outed for A, revenge porn, and B, being illicit with a minor. And still, I see him on my feed. Destiny destroys right-tards with thoughts and feelings. Are they, I don't know, are they pedo-washing him? Are they nonce-washing this guy? Because I spend a lot of time in more left-wing circles. I spent a lot of time in more right-wing circles. I feel like I'm trying to balance it out more. people are not talking about the Destiny situation, which I find a little bit fucking suspect. You know what I mean? That geezer was found bang to rights sexting teenagers while he was, I believe, in his 30s or late 20s. And evidently they're giving him a pass. Because I'm still seeing clips of him. I'm still seeing him brought up positively for the main part in more left-wing circles. Same story with Hasan. All of this is a very, very weird diatribe. What I'm getting at is this. What I'm about to say is not me being some Hasan glazer. Again, I'll say it one more time. If I had it my way, Hasan wouldn't exist. He wouldn't. He wouldn't be a millionaire decrying the evils of capitalism. Alright? He wouldn't be taking a fucking sponsorship deal from bloody Nestle or whatever. That's obviously hyperbole. Do not sue me with your millions, Mr. Arby. Abby Dabby. I don't know. Alright? That, okay? Are we clear? Because I don't want to receive any niche-shite fucking 10th wits in the comments thinking they're really cooking when really they're microwaving a fucking bowl of preheated fucking lasagna. Right? I do not want anyone in the comments saying, oh, another typical fucking Hasan glazer. I do not like Hasan. Is that the trigger warning out the way? Because I know how you people are. These are my thoughts, okay? I feel a lot of this has been astroturfed. I feel, again, the well was poisoned very early on, just based on the loudest voices calling for blood in the wake of this drama. Okay, it was the likes of Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein dresses like a 7-year-old bloodthirsty Zionist. He's a pathological liar. Okay, he has vested interests into why he would attack Hasan. He attacks Hasan for just about everything. He, like many others in certain communities, have what I would describe as Hassani in crackers syndrome. The man will say or do absolutely anything, and they will froth and foam and call for his head on a fucking pike. I had to. I'm sorry. I had to. And it feels a little bit dubious. It feels a little bit sketchy. Now, another preface, or midfuss, if you will. I don't know if he shocked the dog. I don't pretend to know. There are people on both sides absolutely convinced. Okay, they've done fucking analysis like it's the bloody Zapruder film. They found the exact model, even though they've allegedly found 4 different exact models. Not sure how that works. Some people are saying, oh, well, it's a shock collar, but you can take the shocks out. Some people are outright denying it's a shock collar. Some people are getting conspiratorial, saying you can see tape over the shock collar. I don't pretend to know. I put my hands up. Maybe he shocks his dog. Maybe he doesn't. One thing that can't be denied, he's using the dog as a prop because he is a narcissist. And it's not about being an advocate. It's about being seen being an advocate, if you catch my drift. Yeah, it comes across as very superficial and, ironically enough, very fucking American. There's nothing beneath the surface with these people. But I did get a sketchy vibe from it. When the loudest voices making a big stink about this are people that would be making a big stink about Hasan on any day ending in Y, it makes me very dubious because the well's been poisoned. You know what I mean? I don't know who to believe. Comment below. Give me some yummy engagement. Did he shock his dog? There is a clip now. Again, it's all over my feed. I really am sick of seeing it. Where he actually goes out and defends shock collars. So it feels like his narrative is shifting. At first, well, it's not a shock collar. But if it is, it's not that big of a deal. And it was a vibration collar. And he's place training the animal by having it in a fucking, essentially a box in the corner of his fucking room. Again, you know, if I don't know something, I will tell you, dear viewer. I don't know if he shocked his dog with a button. I do find it a little bit weird that this is the first time we've ever caught it on camera. There was also a clip of him pulling a different dog's tail and then flippantly saying, oh, if you do that, I'm going to kill you. Again, these same people with a hate fetish for Hasan, absolutely convinced he was being serious and he really would kill an animal on camera. Again, these people, they're not well. Hasan fans are fucking doolally as well. I want to make that clear. I hate everyone involved here. I don't think Hasan should exist. I think most of his money should be taxed and given to the causes he pretends he larps to fucking care about. And I think, you know, the fan bases of Bloodthirsty Zionist, Ethan Decline, and Hasan, awful. Some of the most toxic fucking people. And that's coming from me. Yeah? Fucking hell. Look in the mirror, boy. But, yeah, I said it was going to be a ramble. It is a ramble. I do think the Destiny thing is a bit of an OSHA violation. I will be honest. But what do you think about that idea, though, right? What do you think about that idea? Because the beautiful thing is, Hasan can't complain. If 90% of the money he's making goes to impoverished, war-torn victims of genocide in Gaza, he can't publicly complain about that. That would look very fucking bad for him. And he'd still be a millionaire. He'd still have his big fuck-off house and his fancy fucking cars and his Rolexes and his smartphones and all of this crap. Honestly, he talks about seizing the means of production. He's surrounded in consumerist slop. He is the definition of a Mercedes Marxist. Mr. Krabs pretending he's fucking Ingalls, pretending he's Lenin. Give me a fucking break, okay? So I want to make it diamond white. I am very sceptical of the people baying for this man's blood in the wake of this Dogtroversy. I'm also very dubious of his fans and him as a person. It's one of these awful situations where I would happily retcon everyone involved. Ethan Klein doesn't need to exist, frankly. Hasan doesn't need to exist, frankly. Destiny, we can fire him out of a cannon off the fucking cliffs of Dover for all I care. You know, I don't care, really. But did he zap his dog? He admits it looks fucking awful. It does. Optically, it looks absolutely abysmal. It would not surprise me in the slightest if he did zap a dog. Maybe he does. Maybe he does abuse animals behind the scenes. Again, this is one of those situations. I'm not going to bullshit you claiming I have a definitive answer. His fans don't know for sure, and his hate fetishists don't know for sure. The people with a nasty case of Hasan eating tacos syndrome. Or crackers, sorry. I don't think he's Mexican. If he was, that would be a little bit dodgy. I think that's everything, really. I think that's everything. A bunch of LARPers, all outed as scumbags in their own special way. Yeah, his uncle is more egregious. Unc Uga is more egregious. I wish he'd just come out of the closet as a right-winger at this point. Can he? Can he please? Now the Young Turks is slowly morphing into this. Well, you know, we want to hear both sides. The right wing says trans people shouldn't exist. The left wing says healthcare is a human right. I think they raise really good points. There's a really good debate to be had here. No, there fucking isn't, honestly. See, I'm an actual centrist. I have extreme views that disqualify me from both sides, yeah? I'm a lunatic. In shorthand, I'm a lunatic. Anyway, yeah, it all got a little bit conspiratorial for me, frankly. And I mean, while these children in war-torn regions of the world that we're funding, that America's funding, that Western powers are funding, are being carpet bombed, you know, we have 8-year-olds that are fucking double amputees. He's posing on the front page of Vogue. It's all about him. It's always been about him. And at least the Asman Moulds of the world, they're scumbags and they're honest about it. You know what I mean? I've done 15 minutes. Yeah, again, I always hate situations where it's allowed to boil over. You know what I mean? And if I sound sick of talking about this, it's because I'm sick of hearing about this. But do comment below. Give me some yummy engagement. Is Hasan a Mercedes Marxist? Is he an animal abuser? Are you a fan of him? Maybe you should have a go at me in this comment section. And that's about it, really. Okay. Yeah. Brilliant. Fucking slacktivists, a lot of them. In other truths, Chappelle Roan gets blasted by the Department of Homeland Security. Get a grip. This follows anti-ICE sentiments from the pop priestess. Pink Pony Club is good, full stop. Paedophiles are bad. That's who we're getting off of our streets and into the White House. I may have added a few words here or there. Editorial liberty, dear viewer. Yeah, what do you think about that? Chappelle Roan, of course. I like her because she cites Kate Bush as an influence, and any fan of Catherine the Great must be all right in my book. I like the way she incorporates drag aesthetic into her performance, and I do say performance because from everything I've seen, she really does put on a show. You know, she has banter with the crowds. A lot of the humour goes over the typical 17-year-old Americans' heads, you know. But I do like the Good Luck Babe. I like that one. Pink Pony Club was playing in I believe the Tesco Metro. Oh, those were the days. Me and my fiance. I'm doing a little bit of a story here. Yeah, getting to know me. It's another feckless attempt for me to form a parasocial relationship with you, so you give me your money. It was me and my fiance, and we go on long fuck off walks. We leave the house, and for about 12 hours we're gone. And it was my birthday actually. Yeah. I'm 25 years old and I'm the oldest I've ever been. Might be a bit controversial, might lose some subscribers saying that, but it's true. I am the oldest I've ever been. And we were going on my big fuck off birthday walk. And we ended up in the town over. It was absolutely pissing it down with rain. And we went into the Tesco Metro. I have a feeling that's not what it's called. Tesco Express. Thank you, brain. And we were sopping wet. It was unpleasant. She really wanted new socks. Nowhere. It was a Sunday as well, so everywhere was shut except the petrol stations. And her feet she got trench foot, bless her. But, mistakes happen. And I remember it was a Pink Pony Club. It was playing over the speaker system. I made one of the worst cup of teas with their little coffee tea machine I've ever made, frankly. It tasted both like hot water and milk at the same time, yet it didn't taste like they had ever spoken. You know what I mean? It felt like the two things separate, but at the same time. That's the best I can explain it to you. It tasted a little bit soapy as well. But these are the memories life is fucking made for. You know what I mean? And if you understood any of that incoherent rambling, well, you now have a anecdote. A big man earth anecdote. And, it's little things like that. It's little memories like that. Pink Pony Club was playing in the Tesco Express. It was a Sunday. It was my birthday. We were sopping wet. And I believe I also had some white Maltesers. Overrated, but other truths. Idiots thinking man and America's biggest welfare recipient. Elon Musk. Oh, God, him again. He's making some bold claims. Where have I heard that before? Apparently, Grok will be able to make, quote, really good movies by 2027. Now, all I'm going to say is I would love for Elon Musk to be my doctor, right? You come in, you're racked with nerves, you haven't eaten, you haven't slept, you need this diagnosis. And he leans in tenderly, as much as his incredibly fucking awkward demeanour and anti-charismatic being can allow. And he says in a hushed tone, you need to get your finances in order. I'm not doing a Elon Musk voice. Okay, this is serious. You need to get your finances in order. You've only got 8 months left to live. Because if Elon Musk, of all people, is telling me I've only got 8 months to live, fucking hell, I might live to see 100. No, really. Weren't we supposed to have a Playboy mansion on Mars by 2013? Yeah, flying cars and a train that goes from London to New York, and magic earphones that can read your mind and it knows exactly what to play next, and all of this snake oil, all of this absolute crap he's been selling, the world, frankly, since at least the 2010s. If he says something's going to happen next Tuesday, rest assured, dear viewer, it won't happen until March of 2038. Okay, this guy's a bozo. And of course, he buys the AI hype. He's an idiot. But no one is more feckless. No one is more recently concussed. No one is more 10th wit than the people who genuinely believe this guy's a visionary. In other truths, brain rot on Broadway? ? Yeah, there's been an arrest at the Italian brain rot musical in New York City. I don't understand those words and the order they are in either, dear viewer, but this is what came up on my feed. There was... Imagine this. Imagine being in the 21st century and saying these words in this order. There was an arrest at the Italian brain rot musical. I truly do believe we've peaked. I mean, I've got a theory about this. I think God's bored. I think he's bored. How else do you explain Trump, COVID, all the wars going on, our society getting more and more inane and surreal? I truly believe God, he's got a soft touch these days. You know, he had a kid and he came out as a bit of a fucking hippie. Oh, love, man. You just don't get it, Dad. I hate you. I want to go back to Mum's. I believe that's how the Bible went. These days, he's not the ruthless tyrant he used to be. So instead of a plague of locusts in Jerusalem, we have Skibidi in Broadway. In broad daylight. I believe the guy playing the shark character with Nike Decades on its feet, or fins, was, I don't know, he stumbled on stage, pissed out of his head. He went on some mildly anti-Semitic rant, which, New York City, really? Know your audience. And he was, the whole show for the night was cancelled. Kids were really disturbed because he was passionate. He was really passionate about this global cabal and the great replacement scheme, or whatever the fuck these people whittle on about. And, it left some kids really fucking upset. Thankfully, the police got to him before ICE, because he was actually a Hispanic man in the shark costume with Nike Decades on its fins/feet. But it really does go to show you, I think we're out of ideas. I genuinely think God doesn't know how to write Earth anymore. He had some great ideas in the 19th and 20th century. I feel he peaked with internet. when God made internet, I think he wrote our civilization into a corner, because I don't think he has any ideas left. Sure, all knowing, all powerful. Maybe we've done it all, and now we're rehashing shit. We've got fascism back on the rise in the 20s, no doubt the 30s as well. Germany's getting a little bit fucking kinky again. I feel he's rehashing shit now. You know what I mean? And the world is ruled by super powerful hyper predators. Bill Clinton's there in some fucking dungeon wearing a robe, drinking an ice cold glass of some Ethiopian boy's spinal fluid. Like, I feel we've done this song and dance at Broadway before. But what do you think about this? Skibidi brain rot Sibao. Sibao on ice. I believe that will be Andrew Lloyd Webber's incarnation when inevitably it infests the West End of London. That'll be good. Honestly, if brain rot comes to London, I may see it in person. I need to know this isn't a fucking fever dream. I need to know that I'm not hooked up to some fucking life support machine in a hospital somewhere. Beep, 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 beep. It's not looking good. I don't think he's going to pull through. No! I need to know that this is real life, because I pinch myself and it feels real, but then I see this shit and I'm not so sure anymore, dear viewer. So yeah, there's been, imagine in the 2010s if there was 420 Blaze It, No Scope, YouTube Poop, the musical. Imagine that world, and I feel we've been written into a corner. I don't think God has any ideas left. Maybe he gets, I don't know, maybe he gets Ganesh to ghostwrite a few episodes. I think we've hit the ceiling. I really do. I don't think that, with AI is another example. Fuck it. Let's have a story arc where mankind plays God and there's like a moral lesson when inevitably the robots start massacring people in the streets. It's God teaching us a lesson. Don't steal my job. Anyway, that's about it, really. This one's been deliberately disjointed. I've done each bit individually to hopefully cut down on the editing time. Do comment below. Comment anything. String of numbers, personal insult, like/dislike, comment and subscribe. It's all engagement. I love you. God bless yourself. And God bless the United States of...
/dislike, comment and subscribe. It's all